Willie wants to know. Because the Willie 200 offers an amazingly affordable slide-on cabin for 2 adults and 2 children. What it can do, and whether the quality is compromised by the competitive price, find out now in the film. Is this cabin the long-awaited answer to the dreams of many young families? After all, the reason behind the failure of the majority of off-road vehicle projects is a limited budget. But the Ford Ranger dual cab offers sufficient off-road performance for use on unpaved roads, and the Willie 200 offers enough room for 4. But more about that later on. We first test the whole package on-road and off-road.
A bestseller as the base vehicle and a potential bestseller on the truck bed, the Willie 200 is built on the platform of a Ford Ranger. However, the model that will be discontinued at the end of 2019, here still with its 3.2-liter engine. And the automatic transmission is great, but it uses almost 12 liters per 100 kilometers if I don't drive faster as 110. The nice thing about the Willie is its narrow width. As opposed to its big sister Bella, which is a bit wider, I can see really well past the vehicle with the big mirrors. I don't need any extra mirrors, which makes maneuvering very easy. Nevertheless, the cabin projects out several centimeters at the back, and that means it's difficult to see the taillights. According to the road laws, taillights have to be installed at the back. Multi4 needs to improve that.
In contrast, the Ranger is extremely pleasant to drive, thanks to its low cabin weight of only 450 kilos, at least according to the manufacturer Multi4. There's no trace of top heaviness. We measured the total weight as 2,695 kilos, which is a really good result. And even more money can be saved here. That's because the Ford doesn't really need a heavy-duty chassis, and there won't be a lot of wear and tear to the base vehicle as the cabin is so light. Naturally, this means the powerful 5-cylinder turbo diesel engine with 200 HP doesn't really need to exert itself very much to carry its load. But there's one question that really needs to be asked. Isn't light and cheap also synonymous with inferior quality? That's clearly not the case for the Willie 200. That's because the alcove cabin is robust and well built. The walls are made of a 30mm thick composite material with a fiberglass shell, and an aluminium frame reinforces the whole thing. The price? €23,800. That's a smoking deal, because the closest competitor is a cool €7,000 more. Time to take a look at the interior.
The Willie 200 is the further development of the Willie 180. There's extra space, as it is 20 centimeters longer, making it possible to install a larger seating area. This provides room for 2 adults and 2 children to sleep in. The pull-out bed, which measures 2 by 1.7 meters, is more than adequate for a small cabin like this, and, as you can see, there is still room for the children to have plenty of space for sleeping in the seating area. All the electronics are installed on the driver's side. The battery is located here, 80 amp hours AGM above the wheel arc. Behind that is the charging unit and the planar diesel heater. It hasn't been installed particularly well, it's very loud. We measured 64 decibels. The compressor refrigerator is here. It's currently installed so that it opens to the back, but it can also be installed the other way around. The distribution panel is here at the top with the automatic circuit breaker and the main switch. There's also a USB charging station. It would have been nice if a small shelf had been installed here to hold a telephone or GPS unit close by. Looking at these elastic bands, you can see that the motto "Keep it simple" has really been practiced here in the Willie 200. They've been used for decades in campers. I've got a bit of storage space in the kitchen with a lip railing, great detail. What is a bit of a waste is this space here. You can't use it for anything. It would have been better to have put a door here or these elastic bands. The cooker is not representative. There wasn't an Origo cooker available to buy at the time we did the test, so an older model was installed for the owner. And you can see a good example down here. There's drinking water and wastewater in small canisters. These really show the spirit of a simple weekend camper van. Those who want to transport big things in the small cabin can. You have to do a bit of converting. Take out everything in the seating area. This can be done quickly without any tools. And then I have enough space to transport bicycles or tools. The cabin of the Willy 200 is constructed from a fiberglass composite panel with fiberglass on the outside and the inside and with a polystyrene core. But it's enclosed by an aluminium frame as a reinforcement and, as happens with metal parts that go all the way through, for example the screw connection of the connecting joint, we can then clearly see evidence of condensation forming.
But you have to and can live with that. After all, the cabin has been built for the long term. The bottom bed measures 1.5 meters by 1.70 meters. At least a child could make themselves comfy here. Instead of a bathroom cubicle, there is just one large cupboard, which also houses a chemical toilet.
The Willy 200, like its smaller brother, is also a very successfully designed little vehicle, which is really fun to drive.
And those who want to have a go at a conversion themselves and test their cabinet making skills can buy the cabin empty without windows for €9,300. The Willy 200 is a welcome opportunity to introduce families to the off-road world, without too many compromises on space and comfort. And if you want to learn more about pickups and slide-on cabins, just take a look around our channel.